ओ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु अहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा योधनावर्तिनी सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तकक्षेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। The introduction to the third chapter, the topic of Jnana Karma Samuchaya is taken up by Bhashyakara and dismisses the mata of the Vritikara and other matas also, who advocate Jnana Karma Samuchaya for all the reasons already given. Therefore, Sannyasinam na karmani ataha Jnana Karmanoho Samuchaya Anupapattihi iti we have seen. Shastram is Jnapakam, na Karakam. Therefore, sannyasi, since he doesn't have any karma to be done, so therefore he will not get pratyavaya papa. And Shastram also, it is a Jnapakam, na Karakam. So therefore, Jnana Karmanoho Samuchaya Anupapattihi iti we have established. Now the question of the Arjuna, that is in the form of the first shloka of the third chapter, that question is whether it is tenable or not tenable from the standpoint of Jnana Karma Samuchaya. If Jnana Karma Samuchaya is what intended by Bhagavan in the second chapter, then the question is not tenable. Jnana Karmanoho Samuchaya Anupapattihi. Therefore, Arjunasya Prashnaha Anupapattesha. What is the Prashna? Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhihi iti Arjunasya prashna anupapattehe. Arjunasya prashna. The question of Arjuna is not upapatti, anupapattehe, because of the untenability of the question of Arjuna. Why? Because jnana karma samuchaya anupapattehe. Therefore, anupapattehe. Panchami. We will read from that. Jayasi chet karmanaste.
जायसी चेत कर्मणस्ते
Mata buddhihi iti.
मता बुद्धिः इति
Arjunasya prashna anupapatescha.
अर्जुनस्य प्रश्नः
अनुपपत्तिश्च
Arjunasya prashna anupapatescha. Prashnasya anupapattihi tasmat. Panchami. Arjunasya prashnanupapatescha. Why prashna is anupapatti? Because jnana karma samuchaya anupapatti. Ataha. That's right, Panchami. The question of Arjuna is not tenable. It is not correct. Arjuna would not have asked this question based on the conclusion of jnana karma samuchaya, if that is what intended by Bhagavan in the second chapter. That is the meaning. Yadihi Bhagavata
भगवता
Dvitiyadhyaye
द्वितीयाध्याये
Jnanam karma cha samuchayena
ज्ञानं
ज्ञानं
कर्म
कर्म च
समुच्चयेन
समुच्चयेन
maya eva anušteyam
मया अनुष्ठेयम्
iti uktam syat.
इति युक्तं
स्यात्
स्यात्
Tataha Arjunasya prashnaha
ततः
ततः अर्जुनस्य प्रश्नः
upapannaha
उपपन्नः
anupapannaha, not upapannaha, anupapannaha.
अनुपपन्नः
Jayasi chet karmanaste matha buddhihi iti.
जायसी चेत्
कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिः इति
So Dvitiyadhyaya yadi Bhagavata uktam chet jnana karma samuchayena tvaya anushtavyam iti. If in the second chapter, if it was taught by Bhagavan that jnana and karma have to be samuchayena, to be performed by you simultaneously, samuchayena, combined and performed together, if that was what Bhagavan had taught, then this question is not upapanna, it is not tenable, unreasonable. This question doesn't have any connection. Arjuna should not have asked this question, but he has asked it. Therefore, that was not taught by Bhagavan in the second chapter. Therefore, Arjunaya chet
अर्जुनाय
चेत्
buddhi karmani tvaya anušteye iti ukte.
बुद्धिकर्मणि त्वया अनुष्ठेये इति युक्ते
या कर्मणः
या
कर्मणः
जायसी बुद्धिः
जायसी बुद्धिः
सा अपि उक्ता एव इति.
सापि
एव
इति
तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम्
तत्किं
कर्मणि
कर्माणि
घोरे
मां
मां
नियोजयसि केशव इति.
नियोजयसि केशव इति
प्रश्नः
प्रश्नः
न कथञ्चन उपपद्यते.
न
कथञ्चन
उपपद्यते
Arjuna yachet, if it has been told to Arjuna, buddhi karmani, that is jnana and karma, to be anušteye, to be observed, to be performed by you together simultaneously, then karmanaha buddhi jayasi. And if karmanaha compared to karma, buddhi is jayasi. Sapi Ukta eva iti. Saya Ukta eva iti. Tat kim karmani gore mam niyojayasi Keshava iti prashnaha katanchana na upapadyate. The question, why do you impel me to do karma? And the karma is also terrible karma. It is katanchana na upapadyate. It is not tenable in any way. Why? If Bhagavan had taught Arjuna, it had been taught to Arjuna what? Karma and Jnanam and karma, they have to be observed by you simultaneously. And compared to karma, Jnanam is superior, Jayasi. Then the question of Arjuna is not tenable. Karmanaha buddhihi jayasi. Ya buddhihi karmanaha jayasi. Knowledge which is jayasi greater than karma. Sa buddhi. That has been told. That is, Jnanam and karma both have to be observed. And compared to karma, buddhi is jayasi. It has been told. Then the question of Arjuna, in any manner, in any way, it is not upapannam, na upapadyate. Because Bhagavan had told the combination of jnanam and karma. And compared to karma, buddhi is, that is jnana yoga is jayasi. Saapi ukta eva iti. Saapi ukta eva iti. That is why Bhagavan, that is why the question of Arjuna is, combination had been told. Then question of Arjuna is, buddhi is jayasi karma. It means Bhagavan had told. If Bhagavan had told, but Bhagavan had not told like that. Bhagavan had told. Then also the question is not tenable. Combination of jnanam and karma. And compared to karma, jnanam is greater. Then how can the question of Arjuna be reasonable? It is not proper. It is not tenable in any way. Katanchana na upapadyate. Cannot justify the question of Arjuna. So both have been prescribed. And compared to karma, buddhi is greater. You're asking why you're asking me to do this Gora karma. That is, this question of Arjuna is not justifiable. Therefore, this Samuchaya is not what Bhagavan had told. And also, Bhagavan did not also tell Arjuna that buddhi is jayasi. Because one is a means, other one is the karya, means for getting that. Karma yoga is the means for moksha, not directly. Karma yoga gives the chitta shuddhi. It is a preparatory means for jnana yogyata. Jnanena moksha. That is our Siddhanta. That is what Bhagavan Krishna also had told. Therefore, since Karma Yoga is the means, there is no comparison. Compared to karma, jnanam is greater. There is no such comparison at all. All these are kalpitam in the mind of Arjuna. Bhagavan did not tell. If Bhagavan had told like that, and karma and jnanam also had to be combined, then how can this question of Arjuna be tenable? That is what Bhashikara says. Next line. Nacha Arjunasya eva
Nacha Arjunasya
Eva
jayasi buddhihi na anushtheya iti.
Jayasi
Jayasi
buddhi na
buddhihi na
anushtheya
anushtheya
iti.
iti.
Bhagavata uktam
Bhagavata uktam
purvam iti kalpayitum yuktam.
Purvam
Purvam
iti
iti
kalpayitum
yuktam.
Yena jayasi chet iti prashnaha syat.
Yen
Yena
jayasi
jayasi
chet
cheti
prashnaha
prashnah syat.
स्यात्
So kalpayitum na yuktam. Bhagavata purvam uktam iti kalpayitum na yuktam. It is not proper to imagine that Bhagavan had told this for Arjuna, Arjunasya eva, only for Arjuna. What? This buddhihi jayasi, karmanaha jayasi, therefore anushte, therefore buddhihi na anushdeya. Jayasi buddhihi na anushdeya iti. Karmanaha buddhihi jayasi buddhihi na anushdeya. So it is not proper to kalpaitum, to imagine that it is told by Bhagavan that only for Arjuna, what? The knowledge which is superior to karma not to be performed. Only for Arjuna. Iti kalpaitum na shakam, because this upadesha is not only for Arjuna, it is for everybody. Arjuna is only a nimitta. Arjuna only is a nimitta. So therefore, it is this upadesha. Upadesha doesn't differ from person to person. Upadesha is for the entire people. It is the moksha. Moksha is one of the purushartha. Arjuna will not have a separate means for moksha, and others will have separate means for moksha. Moksha, whoever it may be. Moksha it is na karmana, akarmana, na prajaya, dhane, na tyage, naike, amrtatvama, na shubho. Shruti vakyam is there. So, and karma being limited. So, through the limited means, you cannot achieve the purnatvam. You cannot achieve purnatvam. And the purnatvam is also not something to be achieved. It is siddha vishaya. Siddha vishayatvat. Therefore, karmana yuktam. So therefore, it is not only for Arjuna, this Bhagavan had told. So therefore, it is that kalpayitum. Imagining that it is told by Bhagavan to Arjuna alone, that is also not proper. If Bhagavan had told like that, therefore Arjuna had asked this like this, that is not proper. So Arjuna is only a nimitta, whether it is Arjuna or anybody. Jnanam gives moksha, and karma yoga, it's a preparatory means for jnana yogyata prapti, sadhana chatushtaya sampatti prapti. It's only a discovering oneself to be a adhikari. First one has to bring out the adhikari from oneself. For that person, when he is exposed to Shastram, Jnanam could happen. That Jnanam would happen, that nobody can deny that. The Jnanam is Agam Sada Muktaha, Agam Nitya Mukta Shuddha Swabhavaha. So that is the Jnanam. So therefore karma or any other yoga has no role to play. So anybody, any person who is a mumukshu, for him only this Gitopadesha is given. Therefore, it is not only for Arjuna. That kalpana is not proper. One upadesha for Arjuna, another set of upadesha for the other people. That is not proper. That is discrimination. That is bringing discrimination among the mumukshus. Arjuna is also a mumukshu. Arjuna is also a mumukshu. He also wants moksha. But where he is, which stage he is, from there only he has to start. Similarly, if another person is another mumukshu is, if he is a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, then jnana yoga would be the teaching for him. And Arjuna is yet to become qualified for the pursuit of jnana, because being a kshatriya, endowed with rajas, lot of rajas. So therefore, for him, karma yoga. That is, jnana yoga is for the people who has given up everything and leading a life of sannyasa or contemplation, or being in the grihastha life, leading a life where they are free from the people around, mentally, not physically. They are free. They themselves keep away from the various family, the engagements. They devote most of the time to the pursuit of jnana, only for them. Whereas for the other people, they have to perform karma. Through karma, they gain chitta shuddhi, jnana yogyata prapti, and then jnana. So, adhikari vedaha asti. Adhikari veda is there. Therefore, that cannot be denied. That is adhikari veda. Therefore, adhikari veda being there, therefore, the upadesha may differ. Upadesha is common, but when adhikari veda is there, from where one has to start. That part of the upadesha. If one is adhikari for jnanam, for them, sannyasa. If one is not adhikari, sannyasa means sannyasa, the lifestyle of sannyasa, not physically taking sannyasa, that antara sannyasam, leading a life of a seclusion, mentally secluded, away from the family commitments, and committing oneself to the pursuit of jnana, that is sannyasa. For others who are in this grihastha having a lot of responsibilities, so they have to perform karma that they cannot give up. By doing karma, they get qualified over a period of time by committing oneself to karma yoga. So that adhikari veda, therefore, means are very clear. Karma yogena chitta shuddhihi, upasanaya chitta nischalya. By that, jnana yogyata praptihi, and the jnanena mokshaha. Therefore, shamana manana nidhyasanam will come. For shamana manana nidhyasanam, but a certain lifestyle is better. Therefore, it is sannyasa is suggested by Shankara Bhagavad. In most of the places, he uses the word sannyasa iti. And in third chapter, we are going to see two types of committed lifestyles taught by me iti. That is going to say two types of committed lifestyles for two different set of adhikaris. Therefore, there is no comparison. There is no comparison between the person, the child who is in the kindergarten, and the person who is in the university. How can we compare? Two different people in two different stages of life are there. Therefore, there is no comparison. Which is greater? PhD is greater or kindergarten school is greater? We cannot say. There is no comparison. Comparison not possible. So therefore, now up to this we have seen in the last class. Now the next paragraph we will read. Yadi punaha ekasya purushasya
यदि पुनः एकस्य पुरुषस्य
ज्ञानकर्मणोः विरोधात्
ज्ञानकर्मणो विरोधात्
युगपत् अनुष्ठानं न संभवति इति
युगपदनुष्ठानं न संभवति
भिन्नपुरुष अनुष्ठेयत्वम् भगवता पूर्वम् उक्तं स्यात् अतः अयं प्रश्नः
ततः अयं प्रश्नः
उपपन्नः
उपपन्नः
जायसी चेत् इत्यादिः
जायसि चेत् इत्यादिः
यदि पुनः यदि on the other hand punaha that is punaha purushasya on the other hand means not on the side of jnana karma samuccaya. On the other hand, that is taking the stand opposite to jnana karma samuccaya. If that was what Bhagavan had told by Bhagavan purvam uktam iti, that is, if Bhagavan had not taught jnana karma samuccaya, if this is what Bhagavan had told earlier, then ekasya purushasya jnana karmanoho yukapat anushtanam na sambhavati. Ekasya purushasya, in a person, jnana and karma, knowledge and action, yukapat, simultaneously, anushtanam, observance, following, na sambhavati, not possible. That is, jnana and karma both cannot exist in a person, yugapat, simultaneously. Not possible. Why? Virodhat. Because they are opposite to each other. Jnanam and karma, they are opposite to each other. If they are opposite to each other, if it is opposite to each other, then how Bhagavan would have taught jnana karma samuccaya? Not possible. Bhagavan did not teach jnana karma samuccaya. Ekasya purushasya jnana karmanoho virodhat yugapat anushtanam na sambhavati. Virodhat, it is a hetu. Jnana karmanoho virodhat yugapat anushtanam na sambhavati. Because they, in the same person, the same time, yugapat, simultaneously, this person cannot do both. Jnanam and karma cannot do both. Because they are opposite. Therefore, tayoga anushtanam yugapat na sambhavati, not possible. Therefore, inna purusheya anushtayatum bhagavata purvam uktam syat. Therefore, if jnanam and karma taught by Bhagavan to different people, binna purushaihi, binna purusha anushtayatum, to be done by the purusha, to be done by the people, different type of people. Binna purusha anushtayatum. So, binna purushaihi anushtayatum iti bhagavata uktam. If this what was told by Bhagavan, then Arjunasya prashnaha upapannaha. Then the question of Arjuna is proper, tenable. Jayasi chet iti Arjunasya prashnaha, tenable. That is, since karma and jnanam cannot exist simultaneously in a person, because the person cannot perform both. Both are contradictory to each other. They cannot exist in a person. Therefore, this jnana upadesha or this karma upadesha, it is for the two different sets of people, jnana yoga upadesha and karma yoga. These two are for different set of people, not for the same person. If that is so, then Arjuna's question is valid. How Arjuna's prashnaha upapannaha? Jnana yoga for sannyasi, karma yoga for yogis. If that is so, then Arjuna may ask, then why do you perform me to do the karma? Then Arjuna has to understand, he is yet to become qualified. He is yet to become qualified to pursue jnana. He is not. That is what Bhagavan had said. By saying, you do karma, it means he did not ask him to take sannyasa, run away from give up everything and go to Rishikesh. He didn't say that. Tasmad Vidyaya Yujyasva, he says, he said in the second chapter. So therefore, karma kuru iti Bhagavata Uttam. Therefore, Arjuna, therefore Bhagavan knows what kind of person Arjuna is, where he is in this spiritual pursuit, where he is, whether he is fit for jnanam or for karma, iti, he knows. Therefore, he asked him to do karma. Now, Arjuna asked, am I not qualified for sannyasa? So therefore, the comparison between the two is not that two choices are there, therefore there is a comparison. That is, here the Arjuna asking this question is based on the conclusion of Bhagavan that Arjuna is yet to become ready for the pursuit of jnanam, that is for the lifestyle of sannyasa. Now, since being a kshatriya and he has to perform this dharma yuddha, he has got certain duties to be performed, and he also has got the commitment, the intention to gain. He has got the desire and purushartha. He has got that duty. So therefore, he should do karma. So therefore, there is no comparison. Since Bhagavan knows Arjuna very well, therefore to Arjuna he says, karma kuru iti. But Arjuna would not have understood that. Therefore, the question of Arjuna is tenable. For that, the answer should be different. That Bhagavan may not say directly, but indirectly it is to be understood. So, Arjunasya prashnaha upapannaha bhavati. When this karma and jnanam both cannot be performed simultaneously by a person, both cannot exist in the person simultaneously. Therefore, it has to be done by different people. Then the question of Arjuna is, upapannaha, it is valid. If jnanam is greater than karma, why do you ask me to do karma? Because you are qualified for that. That is what it means. That is what it means. You are qualified to do karma now. You are in the beginning stage. You are in the kindergarten school now. Yet to become qualified, that you have to grow up. You have to grow out of many things. So therefore, do karma. Then that is what the Bhagavan wanted. That's what Bhagavan's intention is. And this Arjuna yet to understand. Therefore, the question of Arjuna is tenable. So, why this jnana and karma cannot exist in the person simultaneously? Why cannot be performed by a person together? Because jnanam and karma, they are like prakasha and tamas, darkness, like the light and darkness. When light is there, darkness is not there. So darkness is nothing but the absence of light. They are opposite to each other. Paraspara virodha. Karma requires kartrutva buddhi. Arjuna wants to get back the kingdom. He wants to take revenge on his enemies. So therefore he is yet to become qualified for jnana. He is being a kshatriya, he has to establish dharma. Therefore, all these things being there. Therefore, kartrutvam is there. When kartrutva buddhi is there, therefore karma is there. How can he pursue jnanam where kartrutvam is dismissed, negated by jnanam? So in karma, kartrutva buddhi is there. In jnanam, there is no kartrutva buddhi, akartrutva. Akarta, abhokta, that is what jnanam is. So how can this karma buddhi and this jnana buddhi exist simultaneously? Jnanam is akartrutva, akartrutvam, akarta, abhokta, that is jnana. I being the Atma, the Brahma, not a Karta, not a Bhokta. I do not come, I do not go. I exist forever. There's nothing to be done by me, nothing to be achieved by me, because Agam Krita Krityaha, Agam Purnaha. Therefore, Kartrutva Buddhi is negated, dismissed by Jnana. Kartrutva Buddhi implies Parichinnatvam. Jnanam means Aparichinnatvam, Purnatvam. Both are opposite, both are contradictory. In Kartrutva Buddhi, where Kartrutva Buddhi is there, there Veda Buddhi is there. Veda Buddhi is I and the objects are there. Whereas in Jnanam, I alone exist. There is no Veda Buddhi, there is Abheda Buddhi, Advaita. There is Advaita Buddhi, Advaita Jnana. In karma, in doing a karma, karakas are involved. Karta, karma, karana, sampradana, apadana, adhikarana, iti, all the karakas are involved. And sambandha between the karakas are involved in a karma. Whereas in Jnanam, karaka upamardhanam happens. All the karakas are resolved into Swarupa of the Karta, which is Brahma. So, there is no, in Jnanam, there is no Veda Buddhi. Veda Buddhi is negated. And Jnanam also, that is moksha. Moksha is not something to be gained by karma. Already we have seen that. Karma, by karma, you can gain only 4 things. Karma can be in the form of apyam, or utpattihi, or samskaryam, or vikaryam. Apya is something you want to gain. You can do karma. You want to gain something, do karma, by action. You can apyam, you can reach a place. Apyam is reaching a place, reaching a destination. Gaining is that gaining Swargaloka, apyam. Or you want to reach a particular place relatively, apyam, that involves karma. Similarly, utpattihi. By karma, you can produce, you can create. You can create what? Karma pala. You can create karma pala, etc. Papa punya. You can create sukha dukkha, anubhava, etc. All these things are possible. Utpattihi. Samskaryam, vikaryam. Vikaryam, you can modify, you can change it. Samskaryam is purification. Only these 4. So anything you do by karma come under the 4 categories. Apyam, utpattihi, samskaryam, vikaryam. What about for jnanam? Jnanam is not, unlike karma, doesn't require anything to be reached. You don't have any destination to be reached. You are not producing any new thing. Therefore, no apyam, therefore no utpattihi, and there is no samskaryam and there is no vikaryam also. You are impure now, you have to become impure. We don't say. Our Shastra doesn't say. You are ever nitya mukta shuddha mukta swabhavaha eva. Sada shuddhaha, ever pure. Atma is ever pure. It cannot become contaminated. So you don't need samskara karya for Atma. Samskara karya is only for the jivatma. For the Atma which is in this upadhi. The upadhi is a means. Upadhi is a means. Therefore, samskara, that is for the upadhi, that is for the mind, for the mind only, not even for the body. It is for the mind. Samskara karya. And vikara, there is no vikara, no modification. What modification? Atma cannot change. You cannot become something else. Atma cannot become something else so that you come back to Atma again. So that you make the Atma regain its original status. There is no such thing at all. Atma being what it is ever Shuddhaha, it is Nityaha, Muktaha, ever free. Therefore, All these are contradictions between jnana and karma. Therefore, tayogo ekasmin purushe ekasmin purushe vasthanam, it is na siddhyati, not possible. Therefore, virodhat yukapat anushtanam kadapi na sambhavati. Therefore, this Upadesha is for Bhinna Purusha. Bhinna Purushahi Anushtanam. Bhinna Purushahi Anušteyam iti. Anušteyatvam asti. The status of being performed by different people is there. So therefore, Arjunasya Prashnaha Upapannaha. So if you say Jnana Karma Samuchaya is what intended by Bhagavan, then Arjunasya Prashnaha is Anupapannaha. But Jnana Karma Samuchaya not there, not possible. Then this question is of Arjuna is Upapannaha. Then only the question of Arjuna is Upapanna, otherwise not. So therefore, we are given a hetu. Hetu is, the reason is Jnana Karmanovo Virodha. Therefore, Yukapat Anushtanam Nasambhavati. Therefore, it is, if it is not to be performed simultaneously by a person, therefore it must be for different people. Is what? Therefore, two different lifestyles, two different sets of people, therefore two different lifestyles. Therefore, Arjunasya Prashnaha is Upapannaha eva. Then only it is possible. Then only we can justify the question of Ashtana. Otherwise, not possible. Then the next line. Avivekataha
Vivekataha
Prashna Kalpanayam api
Prashnakalpanayam api
Vinna Purusha Anushtayatvena
Vinna Purusha Anushtayatvena
Vena
Bhagavataha Prativachanam na upapadyate.
Bhagavataha Prativachanam na
na
upapadyate.
upapadyate.
Avivekataha Prashnaha Kalpanayam api. Arjunasya. Avivekataha is out of Aviveka. Aviveka is, here it is, Aviveka is, Viveka is understanding. Aviveka is not clear understanding or wrong understanding. So, Prashna Kalpanayam api. Vinna Purusha Anushtayatvena iti. So, even if you imagine the question of Arjuna is because of his misunderstanding. So, Avivekataha, out of misunderstanding, Arjuna had asked this question. If this kalpana, if this imagination is done, if this imagination is done on Arjuna, that his question is out of misunderstanding, wrong understanding. Then also, Vinna Purusha Anushtayatvena Bhagavata Prativachanam na upapadyate. Then also the Bhagavataha Prativachanam, the answer to the question of Arjuna by Bhagavan, in the form of what? The karma and the jnana. Vinna Purusha Anushtayatvena, to be pursued by different people, it is not tenable. It is not tenable. That is, Bhagavataha Prativachanam na upapadyate. Even if you say that this question of Arjuna is out of misunderstanding, then also that Jnana Karma Samuchaya, that is the Prativachanam, that is the answer, that is the Bhagavan's Prativachanam. The Bhagavan's Prativachanam, that Jnana and Karma to be pursued, not Samuchaya, to be pursued by different people, it is not tenable. That is, Arjuna did not understood what Bhagavan had taught. Even this is from the standpoint of the Purva Pakshi. Even though Bhagavan had taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya and Arjuna had not understood. We can take like that. This is Purvapakshi, Purvapakshi's argument. Purvapakshi assume and say, Bhagavan had taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya, even though Bhagavan has taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya, that is what Vrittikara says, Bhagavan has taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya, but Arjuna did not understand what Bhagavan taught. So therefore, this question, then we say that is also not proper. Bhagavataha prativachanam na upapadyate. Why? Why it is avivekataha? Because of not understanding. Prashnaha kalpanayam. If this question is imagined on the part of Arjuna, then if Arjuna was as misunderstanding, what would Bhagavan do? Bhagavan would correct the misunderstanding. Bhagavan would correct the misunderstanding. So, if Arjuna did not understand, if there is misunderstanding on the part of Arjuna, then Bhagavan will correct the misunderstanding. So, therefore, Binna Purusha Anushtayatvena Bhagavataha Prativachanam. Bhagavataha Prativachanam, Bhagavataha Uttaram, this answer to the question of Arjuna in the form of this Jnanam and Karma to be performed by different people. It is not proper because Bhagavan had taught Jnanam and Karma to be performed by two different sets of people. Bhagavan had taught Jayasi Chet Karmanaste, this and the Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yogena, that is the Bhagavataha Prativachanam. So, what is the answer of Bhagavan that you have to remember? Arjuna question is, if Jnanam is greater than Karma, why do you engage in Karma? For that Bhagavan will be telling, we are going to see the third shloka. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Viti. For two different sets of people, these Upadeshas are given. Jnana Yoga for Sankhya, for Sannyasi, and Karma Yoga for Yogi, Karma Yogi iti. That is a Prativachanam of Bhagavan. That Prativachanam of Bhagavan is not tenable if there is misunderstanding on the part of Arjuna. If there is misunderstanding on the part of Arjuna. Arjuna has got misunderstanding there. If you assume Arjuna has misunderstood, then Bhagavan's answer in the form of prescribing Jnanam for one set of people, Karma for another set of people, that is not tenable. Even if you take it as a misunderstanding on the part of Arjuna. That is what this says. Purvapakshi says there could be misunderstanding of Arjuna. That is, Bhagavan had taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya. Arjuna did not understand. So that is possible. No, that is also not possible. That is very clear from the Prativachanam of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is, Prativachanam is Binna Purusha Anushtayatvena, that to be performed by the people, two different sets of people. That is a Prativachanam of Bhagavan. That is clear. Even if there is misunderstanding on the part of Arjuna, how can Bhagavan reply that? Bhagavan would correct the misunderstanding of Arjuna. What is a misunderstanding? According to Purvapakshi, it is Bhagavan had taught Jnana Karma Samuchaya, Arjuna did not understand. That is a misunderstanding. So you have to understand properly here. If Jnana Karma Samuchaya is what intended by Bhagavan, and Arjuna did not understand, then we say, then the Bhagavan answer is, how can Bhagavan answer like that? So therefore, it is not proper. It is not proper to say. It is not proper to say from the standpoint of the answer to the question of Arjuna, that Arjuna did not understand. We cannot say Arjuna did not misunderstand. Arjuna understood clearly what Bhagavan had taught. There is no question about that. Therefore, Kalpana on the question of Arjuna is also not proper. And Bhagavataha Prativachanam also assuming the kalpana, imagining the question of Arjuna, imagining the misunderstanding of Arjuna, that is not tenable, that is not proper. Therefore, so what we are saying is, Arjuna, he had understood what Bhagavan had taught, but not complete understanding. He had understood Bhagavan's teaching that jnana and karma, they are not combined. That he did not teach, Bhagavan did not teach jnana karma samuchaya, that he understood very clearly. Therefore, there is no confusion with regard to the understanding of Arjuna. So, therefore, this kalpana, this imagination, the imagination of Arjuna's question, and assuming then imagination of, if this is imagine on the part of Arjuna, then the answer to the question of Arjuna is not tenable. The answer to the question of Arjuna by Bhagavan is not tenable. So therefore, Bhagavan's question and Bhagavan's answer being there, therefore, Bhagavan had clearly understood. The question of Arjuna, and Arjuna also had understood what Bhagavan had taught in the second chapter. Therefore, Arjunasya prashnaha upapannaha bhagavataha prativachanamapi upapannaha eva. Therefore, such kalpana and all will not work here. So you cannot say Arjuna, because of aviveka, he asked like this. You cannot say. If Arjuna had asked, then what Bhagavan would have done? Bhagavan would have corrected. I taught you samuchaya. Why are you asking this? Then Bhagavan would have asked it. Did Bhagavan ask that? No. Bhagavan has clearly said, Vinna purushehi anushtheya miti. So therefore it stands good that Bhagavan did not teach samuchaya. And Arjuna also understood. Therefore, Arjuna did not ask out of aviveka. So jnana nishta and karma nishta, two nishta to be performed by different sets of people. That is what the prativachanam of Bhagavan to the question of Arjuna means, that Arjuna had clear understanding of what Bhagavan had taught with regard to this jnanam and karma, not possible to exist in the same person. That is no jnana karma samuchaya. That Arjuna had understood well. So that is why he asked this question. Jnanam and karma cannot exist. The person cannot be performed by this same person. Why do you engage me in karma? For that, the answer is, you are yet to become qualified to pursue jnanam, to lead the lifestyle of sannyasa. Therefore, you do karma. Because Bhagavan is interested in the welfare of the student, Arjuna. Therefore, for that only Bhagavan says, two sets of lifestyle I have taught, sannyasa and karma yoga. Being in this karma yoga lifestyle, you do karma. Over a period of time, you get graduated and go to jnana yoga iti. That prativachanam of Bhagavan is upapannam. Then the next line. You understand the logic?
Yes, Guruji.
Nacha ajnana nimittam
Acha ajnana
Jnana
nimittam
nimittam
Bhagavat prativachanam kalpyam
Bhagavat prativachanam
vachanam kalpyam
smacha bhinna purusha anushtheyatvena
asmacha vinna purusha anistayatena
jnana karma nishtayoho
jnana karma nishtayoho
Bhagavataha prativachana darshanat
Bhagavataha prativachana darshanat
jnana karmanoho samuchaya anupapattihi.
Samuchaya
So, ajnana nimittam bhagavat prativachanam na kalpyam. Bhagavata prativachanam is Bhagavataha prativachanam, the answer of the Bhagavan, na kalpyam, should not be imagined. What Ajnana Nimittam? That is, Bhagavan had not understood the question of Arjuna. Iti na kalpyam, don't imagine. The imagination is not proper. So, Bhagavataha Prativachanam should not be imagined to be born of Ajnana because Viveka. Neither Bhagavan's answer to the question of Arjuna, not because of Viveka, not because of not understanding or misunderstanding. Bhagavan knows very well. So it is not proper. You cannot say, Bhagavan, you can't tell the Guru, you did not understand my question. No. Yes, under Bhagavan, how can Bhagavan misunderstand the question of Arjuna? Therefore, that na kalpyam, that is, na kalpyam should not be imagined, and that is not proper. So, Bhagavat Prativachanam, Ajnana Nimittam. Out of Ajnana here it is Aviveka, not understanding, misunderstanding. Because of misunderstanding, that is, Bhagavan did not understand Arjuna's question, therefore he answered. That is not proper. That because Bhagavat Prativachanam is two different lifestyles here. That is his Prativachanam, two different lifestyles here. Taught is going to teach, it's going to come. So that because of not understanding the question of Arjuna, no, that is not proper. Na kalpyam. How can the teacher, and that too here the teacher is Ishvara, Bhagavan, how can he answer without, and how can he answer Arjuna without understanding or wrong understanding or misunderstanding the question of Arjuna? That is not correct. To say that is not correct. Therefore, Asmacha, therefore, Binna Purusha Anushtayatvena, Jnana Karma Nishtayoko, Bhagavata Prativacha Darshanat, therefore, Jnana Karma Samuchayo, Anupapattihi iti. Therefore, Asmat, from this, what we can understand. So, Bhagavataha Prativachana Darshanat, Bhagavataha, the answer of Binna Purusha Anushtayatvena, Jnana Karma Nishtayoko, Bhagavataha Prativachana Darshanat. The Bhagavan's answer to the question of Arjuna in the form of prescribing this jnana and karma, that nishta, that lifestyle, jnana and karma, yeah, that is the lifestyle of jnana and the lifestyle of karma, lifestyle of sannyasa and the lifestyle of the karma yoga, two different lifestyles to be performed by two different sets of people, Binna Purusha Anushtayatvena Prativachana Darshanat, and that is the answer. Bhagavan's answer in the form of prescribing two different lifestyles for two different sets of people, that clearly shows Jnana Karmanogo Samuchaya Anupapattihi. Anupapatti is the untenability of Samuchaya, the combination of Jnana and Karma. So, therefore, Bhagavan understood the question of Arjuna very well, and therefore, in keeping with the question of Arjuna, is the answer of Bhagavan. But the answer of Bhagavan we can very clearly see that Jnana Karma Samuchaya is not possible, and that is not the teaching of Bhagavan. So, therefore, we don't have to do Kalpana on the part of Arjuna understanding, and also Kalpana on the part of the Arjuna, the Bhagavan's understanding of Arjuna's question and answering. These both the kalpanas are not proper, and that too the kalpana on the answer of Bhagavan to Arjuna, that is not proper. And the answer from the Prativachanam of Bhagavan, it is very clear. What is very clear? Jnana Karmanogo Samuchaya Anupapattihi. It is not proper, not tenable. Na upapattihi anupapattihi iti. And moreover, Vashakara, now he quotes and then concludes this discussion. So up to this, Anupapattihi is established. Jnana Karma Anupapatti, Samuchaya Anupapatti is established. Now the conclusion. Tasmad Kevala Deva Jnanan Mokshaha
Kevaladeva Jnana Mokshaha
Iti Yeshaha Arthaha Nishchitaha.
इति
इति
एषः
एषः
अर्थः
अर्थः निश्चितः
गीतासु सर्वोपनिषत्सु च
गीतासु
सर्वोपनिषत्सु च
सर्वोपनिषत्सु
Tasmat is a big tasmat. It's a very big tasmat. It means how many pages of this discussion? Not yet started the third chapter. Long discussion. Finally, Bhagavad Pada concludes. Therefore, the Jnana Karma Samuchaya Mata, whether it is a Pratikara or any Mata, it is what? Therefore, it is dismissed. Dismissed, and therefore, Kevalat eva Jnanat Mokshaha. Kevala means only. Jnanat, Kevala Jnanat eva Mokshaha. Only by Jnanam alone moksha is. Jnanam is moksha. Only by Jnanam alone moksha is possible. Iti eshaha arthaha nischitaha. This artha, this artha, this meaning, this tatparya is nischitaha. It is established, it is ascertained. Where Gita-su, in the Gita and Sarva Upanishads, in all the Upanishads, the tatparyam of all the Upanishads and the Gita is this. What? For moksha, jnanam. Jnanateva moksha. Kevala jnana. That you have to add important. Not jnana karma samuchaya. Kevala jnana. No samuchaya is required. And that is what the word tasmat indicates. Tasmat is the conclusion. Conclusion tasmat. Tasmat kevalat jnanat mokshaha iti nischitaha. It is very firmly nischitaha, determined, ascertained, established. Therefore, next line. Jnana karmanoho
ज्ञान कर्मणोः
कर्मणोः
ekam vada nischitya iti.
एकं वद
वद
निश्चित्य
Ekam vada nischitya iti cha.
एकं
एकं
वद
वद
निश्चित्य
निश्चित्य
इति
इति
च
च
Eka vishayaiva
एकविषयैव
artana anupapanna.
प्रार्थना अनुपपन्ना
Yoho samuchaya sambhave.
वयोः समुच्चयो सम्बन्धे
Jnana karmanoho ekam vada nischitya iti cha eka vishaya eva prarthana anupapanna upayogo samuchaya sambhave. So here Bhagavad Pada says, Bhagavad Pada is referring to the second question, the shloka of this chapter. First shloka is Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Ata Buddhir Janardana. Then the second shloka, that is also the question of Arjuna. Yamishteneva Vakyena Buddhim Moha Yasivame iti. Arjuna asks, Tadekam Vada Nischitya Yena Shreyoga Mapnuyam. It is the second shloka. That is also the question of Arjuna. That is, he says, you seem to be confusing. Bhagavan did, he says, Bhagavan did that also. How he asks, Bhagavan, he knows Bhagavan will not confuse. Therefore he says, Yamishreneva Vakyena Buddhim Moha Yasivame. Your Vakya seem to confuse me. It means Arjuna did not understand. Your Vakya is not confusing, but seem to be confusing because of my not understanding. So your Vakya, your teaching seems to be confusing because I have not understood. It seems to be not really confusing. Therefore, Ekam Vada, you tell me one thing very clearly, by which I can get Shreyas, I can get Moksha, either Jnanam or Karma. Tell me one thing. So this itself shows that Jnana Karma Samuchaya is Anupapanna. Jnana Karma, if Jnanam and Karma Samuchaya was what taught Bhagavan had taught, then why should Arjuna ask, tell me one among the two? It itself very clearly shows Bhagavan did not teach Jnana Karma Samuchaya. Ubayoho Samuchaya Sambhave, this question will become Anupapanna. If Jnanam and Karma Samuchaya is possible, or if it is what Bhagavan had taught, then the question of this Arjuna, tell me one thing, either jnanam or karma, following that I will get shreyas iti. The question of Arjuna is anupapana, it is not tenable. So therefore, eka vishaya eva prarthana, asking for only one thing. By whom? By Arjuna. That would be anupapana, that would be untenable. If upayoga samuchaya sambhave sati, when there is the possibility of the combination of these two, asking for one thing by which you will get shreyas, that question of Arjuna is anupapana, it is not proper. Therefore, there is no jnana karma samuchaya. That is very clearly established. The next line. Kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam
Kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam
iti cha
iti cha
jnana nishta asambhavam
jnana
jnana
nishta
nishta
asambhavam
asambhavam
arjunasya avadharanena
arjunasya
Arjunasya
avadharanena
avadharanena
darshayishyati.
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 Therefore, in the fourth chapter, Bhagavan says, Kuru karmaiva tasmatvam iti. Therefore, you do karma alone. Bhagavan says in the fourth chapter, iti cha jnana nishta asambhavam arjunasya avadharanena darshayishyati. Darshayishyati means it will be shown. Bhagavan will show. Avadharanena will firmly, will ascertain, will ascertain. Bhagavan will ascertain that the jnana nishta asambhavam arjunasya. Jnana nishta asambhavam arjunasya. Jnana nishta, that this the lifestyle of committing to knowledge. This jnanam, that sannyasa lifestyle. Even if it's sannyasa lifestyle, that is commitment to jnanam along with karma, it is asambhavam, it is not possible, and that will be shown by Bhagavan himself in the upcoming chapter, 4th chapter, 15th shloka. Bhagavan says, Kuru karma eva, do karma alone. Tasmat, therefore, purvaihi purvataram kritam, and all shloka, the shloka it comes, as your ancestors have done, similarly, you also perform karma. Therefore, jnana nishta asambhavam arjunasya. That is, Arjuna to Arjuna, this jnana nishta, the lifestyle of jnanam, commitment to jnanam, it is asambhavam, it is not possible for Arjuna. So that Bhagavan says very clearly that Bhagavan avadharanena is well ascertainingly he says, he will say, darshayishyati, Bhagavan will show that you deserve to lead the lifestyle of yoga. Therefore, as your ancestors have done before, similarly you also karma kuru iti. The impossibility of lifestyle of jnanam for Arjuna is emphatically will be shown by Bhagavan iti. So therefore, Arjuna, he deserves to follow, deserves to commit himself to the lifestyle of karma yoga. That will be said by Bhagavan. Bhagavan says that in the 4th chapter. So that we can understand that jnana karma samuchaya. This is one more supporting quote, supporting statement from the Gita itself. Bhagavad Gita gives to establish the jnana karma samuchaya asambhava. So with this, the introduction is over. Introduction to the 3rd chapter. Then the question starts. Then the chapter starts. We will chant this shloka. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha
Uvacha
Jayasi chet karmanaste.
jayasi
Jayasi
chet manase
Mata buddhir janardana.
Mata
buddhe
buddhir
janardana
janardana
Tatkim karmani ghore maam.
tatkim karmani ghore
ma
Niyojayasi keshava.
jayasi keshavaha.
Keshava
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
धन्यवाद गुरु जी।
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवाद।